listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros radio show with Angel and Eric. A fine how do you do to you. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business.
You know what? And I love that I can go right on Facebook every morning and just kind of see what all the businesses are doing.
Do you find that you get your news?
I get all of my news. I get all of my news from social media. And what's interesting, when you think about how many people are using social media and want to just automate this whole process where you're just automatically posting and you're scheduling and it's just auto posting and you're just posting and you're not actually engaging in conversation. Those are the people that I find struggle with social media the most. Because picture this, let's just say you want to post and all you're doing is posting and you're not getting feedback. But if every single person that on Facebook was only posting, where's the relationship? Where's the conversation? Where's the interaction?
Right.
And so we think that, well, we're the only ones. Everybody else is reading.
Right.
Everybody else is liking and commenting, and everybody else should be reading my stuff. But I'm not reading anything. I'm only posting. And so there's a big flaw, I think, in the system. And right now you're seeing some changes. Actually, we keep seeing brand new websites that open up, brand new social media sites. And everybody goes from, okay, Facebook is dying. So we're all leaving Facebook and going over to Instagram. Okay, same people, same behaviors.
Right.
Why is this one going to be any different?
Exactly. Wherever you go, there you are. And so, participate. Get involved in a two-way conversation. Here's an idea. Add value to somebody else instead of necessarily just saying, come look at me.
Absolutely. And so, you think about if you went to a networking event and you were there in person, and we've seen these people, right? They're the ones passing out business cards. They're not stopping and having a conversation.
Right.
They're not engaging. Do you even want my business card? Are you even interested in my service? Do you know people? Do you even know what I do? It's like they don't even care. Those are the same people that are still struggling with just the posting mentality on social media.
So true.
And yet then there are the people that engage and they like and they interact and they share. Who you are in person pretty much seems to be the same who you are online.
I love it.
I think Brad Pitt would be disappointed in that.
You think so?
Isn't he do the I'm
does.
so much better online?
No, not Brad Pitt. Brad Paisley.
I mean Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. Yes. And yet I think if we're supposed to be so much better online, prove it. Be nice, share, interact, connect.
I think it's look, we are famous for saying it doesn't matter what business you're in the relationship business. And, one of those things, that is what we call an Ericism or an angelosophy that many people sit there and just nod their heads at because it makes sense at a superficial level. But hey, let's do a cannonball into the depth of the pool of what that really means. You're in the relationship business, which means you can't take for granted those relationships. Sure, people come in and they give you money for your service or your product, but they don't have to. And if they find a reason, maybe there's something shiny somewhere else, maybe it's convenience, maybe it's a recommendation of a friend, maybe it's just the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. If you don't have a relationship with your customer, you're at risk of losing them
to your competition.
Hello.
And, we think about how aggressive people are to get that new sale. And we've all been on the receiving end of that aggressive salesperson, that pushy salesperson. Well, our current clients are somebody else's prospects, and they're willing to woo and court and give freebies and give them lots of attention. And if they're feeling ignored by you, no wonder they're going to stray.
Absolutely. Don't let somebody else woo your customers away. I just wanted to say the word woo.
No wooing.
No wooing.
Woo here, not there.
Zone.
Yeah. No, we want to be the woo zone.
Woohoo.
We should be the woo zone.
Oh, woo us.
Yeah, your business should be the woo zone. So we should be wooing. Nobody else should be wooing.
All right.
Woo here.
What? Woo here?
Woo here, not there.
Okay. All right. You heard it here.
Woo hoo.
Who?
Woo.
Woo.
Now.
On the
Woo
Experience
now.
Pros radio show. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Hey, this is Eric, and I've just got to say, if your website isn't working for you, I mean really working for you, you need to call Donna Galassi. Donna owns Blue Zenith Web Designs, and before you start making excuses about how much it costs and you don't know what you want, pick up the phone and call Donna at 720-248-8431. That's 720-248-8431. Donna designed our website, and she can design yours too. Take a look at her work at bluezenith.com. You're going to love working with Donna at bluezenith.com.
Framed Art has framed items for some of the most famous charity events in Denver. This year, Framed Art's giving back even more. Each month, Framed Art is donating a signed and framed Peyton Manning jersey to a local charity. You can nominate your favorite charity on Framed Art's Facebook page. Just leave a comment with whom you'd like to receive this very generous gift. And be sure to take all of your framing needs to Framed Art. It's a better value than even those 50% off coupons. Framed Art, 3065 South Broadway. Facebook.com/FramedArt.
If you're ready to get serious about your health, then experience the BioT difference. BioT Medical's all-natural testosterone pellet therapy is the safest and most effective way to increase your testosterone levels. Testosterone therapy not only improves your energy and libido, but also protects against heart disease, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, and prostate cancer. Go to biotmedical.com to find a BioT certified practitioner near you. That's BIOTE medical.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event. ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
The Dave Ramsey Show.
Now we hear people say that capitalism has gone awry and that you've lost all your money due to the sharks on Wall Street. You didn't lose your money due to the sharks on Wall Street. You lost your money because you had no backbone, because you didn't have enough knowledge and gumption and emotional capital in your stomach to stay in the market.
Dave Ramsey, noon to 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
Hi, this is Coach Brew, John Brubaker, author of The Coach Approach. The Experience Pros radio show offers so much value that I feel an obligation to share it with all my business associates. Stay in touch by downloading their mobile app for iPhone and Android.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/The Revolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. Can you feel it? The boys of summer are back. Baseball is in season. And so is our next segment.
Absolutely. Our next guest is Roger Haddix. He is actually a banker at First Commercial Bank in Colorado Springs, is a native of Colorado Springs, but he has a really interesting hobby. During the summer, he plays vintage baseball with the Colorado Vintage Baseball Association. This is his 20th season, and here to share the story is Roger Haddix. Welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Good morning, Angel. Good morning, Eric. How are you all?
Roger, we're doing fantastic, and there's an excitement in the air. Of course, our Colorado Rockies here they're doing not so bad, and yet let's go to the origins of this vintage baseball. How did baseball kind of get organized and start in the Colorado Springs area?
Well, about 3 years after Colorado Springs was founded by General William Jackson Palmer, they had a baseball team that was known as the IXL Club, and it was sponsored by the IXL Creamery or Dairy, and they played the Valley Club of Pueblo on a couple of occasions during 1874, once on July 4th, and then a week later. And so that was the truly first organized team that we had, and according to the paper, they wore blue caps and pants and a white shirt, but that was about all we know. And unfortunately, Colorado Springs lost both games to the Valley Club. The IXO Club lost, I think it was like 55-44 in the first game and 37-34 in the next game.
High scoring.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at a game this weekend, and it was 8-3. So those are some impressive numbers on the scoreboard. Now, you actually wear the old-style uniforms from the 1860s, and you play by some of the rules. Tell us a little bit about like what it looks like if we were to come out and watch the game.
What's different?
Well, as far as the uniforms go, we try to do the research as closely as possible to the actual uniform. So if we have black and white photos that we can go from either the paper or from a museum or something, we try to replicate that. One of the teams that I play in currently right now is the 1882 Denver and Rio Grande Reds, and so they have the D and RG embroidered on the front of the shirt, which is looks kind of like a flap or a shield, and it's trimmed in red, and then the cap is white with two horizontal stripes, and then red socks with the knickers. And because it was a gentleman's game, some of the guys actually wear bow ties.
How cute is that? Now, Roger, where do you get vintage baseball uniforms?
And knickers.
Well, fortunately, there are some manufacturers. Most of them are back in the East, like in Connecticut. So a place like K&P Weavers will actually custom make pants for you. Otherwise, a lot of times I've been known to go to any number of thrift stores and find something that's close and then have it tailored to the style.
Wow. All right. So you're on the Denver and Rio Grande Reds, which is interesting to me. What other teams are out there?
Well, we have the 1871 Denver Blue Stockings. They were the first territorial champions.
Wow.
And then there's also the 1869 Central City Stars.
And now, what's going on? I've heard about these Colorado Springs Millionaires.
Right. They were a team that was here in Colorado Springs from 1901 to 1905, and then they were rebanded back in 1915. But the Millionaires was a nickname that was hung on them by the press. They were actually just known as the Colorado Springs Baseball Club, but they were Colorado Springs' first professional team. They were paid to play. They played at Washburn Field at Colorado College their first year, and then the owners of the team came to Winfield Scott Stratton, who owned the trolley line and who had been a carpenter and, of course, made his millions at the Independence Mine in Victor. And they said, will you build us a baseball stadium? So he built it at the corner of Tejon Street and Cheyenne Boulevard, right along the trolley line, so people could take the trolley to the game, very much similar that you can take the RTD to Coors Field.
Nice.
What an amazing you get history along with the of course America's favorite pastime.
Well, Roger, you're more than just a player. There's a reason you know all the history behind the vintage baseball teams, right?
Right. Yeah, I have been playing this for 20 years, and of course doing research and all. And I'd written a literary version of the history of baseball in Colorado Springs, but I went to Arcadia Publishing and sent them an idea about maybe doing a book, and they sent me back a proposal and then a contract to do a book on baseball in Colorado Springs. But it's more visual. It's a 180 historic photos, and I do all the captions to it.
I love that. I love that. Now, there's this movie out currently, 42, and it's obviously very popular. Colorado Springs, in our history here, did we have any African-American players or teams?
Oh, absolutely. In the 1940s, Colorado Springs had a team that was known as the Brown Bombers, and they were a semi-pro Negro League team that played in the City League here in town. They did travel around the state. Unfortunately, at that time, they still incurred some racism and all, but for the most part, they were quite welcomed here in town, and they had a long run of it, and actually 1949 were the city champions, so they were a very good baseball team.
Wow.
All right, so Roger, tell us where we can get a copy of the book. What's it called? Where can we find it? How can we support vintage baseball in Colorado Springs?
Well, as far as the book goes, it's called Baseball in Colorado Springs, and it's going to be at typical places like Barnes & Noble. Even Walgreens carries that Arcadia series. I guess Costco does. But in Denver, it's going to be sold by the Ballpark Museum, which is at 1940 Blake Street. That's just right next to the ballpark, and they're going to carry it. And then as far as the vintage baseball games go, that's there's a website, and if you use our initials, it's the Colorado Vintage Baseball in 2 words Association. So it's cvbba.org, and that will have our schedule on it. It'll have all the history. It has the rule differences, that sort of thing on it. And if you go there, that'll give you all the information. So, like, just to let you know, this Saturday we have what we call a monthly match. So that's up at 136th and Lowell. It's an open field, and the 2 teams that will be playing will be the Central City Stars and my Denver and Rio Grande Reds, because I'm the captain.
All right. Well, Roger Haddix, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us a very interesting look into a completely different business that I did not know existed.
Well, thank you very much. I certainly appreciate the opportunity, and just want to wish you guys all the best.
We appreciate that. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
You've tried writing your own press releases and discovered it isn't as easy as it sounds. You've even written several of your own blog posts, but they're all starting to sound the same. It's time to hire Jerry Brown of Jerry Brown PR. Jerry Brown will pull the newsworthiness out and make sure your press releases are not only worthy of being read, but being read by the right people. On the Experienced Pros Radio Show, we call him King Midas. Let Jerry Brown turn your press releases into gold. JerryBrownPR.com.
Copyright issues, partnership agreements, trademarks, LLCs, and intellectual property contracts all need to be reviewed by a trusted legal team. Contact the law office of E.C. Lewis at eclewis.com and be sure your company is in compliance. Don't wait until you have an issue. Build a relationship with someone you can trust today and contact the law office of E.C. Lewis at eclewis.com. eclewis.com.
Hi, this is Angel, and I want you to picture this. You're driving home after soccer practice. Your little girl is sitting in the back seat, and the radio is gently playing your favorite music. Your car is your world for the moment, and your world is safe because Nyland's Collision Center wouldn't cut corners on the quality of parts when they fixed that fender bender last month. NYLUNDS collision.com. No one knows your car better. The safety of your whole world is in their hands. Visit nylandscollision.com or call them at 303-761-9219.
Save $500 on teeth whitening at Weisbard Dental. Dr. Lee Weisbard is offering the best in-office teeth whitening and sending you home with bleach trays for only $349. This special deal is available only if you go to a Certus networking event. Network like a professional and look like one too. Go to a Certus networking event and get teeth whitening and bleach trays for just $349 from Weisbard Dental. Call Dr. Weisbard and find out more. 303-773-3373. 303-773-3373.
You need more customers, and you need to keep the ones you already have. Lists That Save My Business is your answer to gaining and retaining clients without cold calling or chasing cold leads. Do business with people who like you and who already trust you. Lists That Save My Business is the book with easy-to-use checklists to bring more of the right customers into your sales process. Buy your copy of Lists That Save My Business from Amazon.com. These lists will save your business. Buy your copy of Lists That Save My Business today and grow your business the Experience Pros way.
Is your business story being told, understood, and remembered? Hi, this is Eric, and on the next Experience Pros radio show, Angel and I are speaking to Jerry Brown of Jerry Brown PR. Getting your message to the right audience requires the right stuff, and Jerry brings that right stuff every Tuesday at 11.
Let us inspire you to get your business right. There's always something positive for you and your business on the Experience Pros radio show, weekdays from 10 to noon, right here on AM 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. Hey, our friends over at Certus Professional Network want to know that in a rare opportunity, they are running a sale for their summer membership.
Excellent.
Right? Calling it May Spring Fever Membership Special. Only $275 gains you admission to more than 40 Certus networking events between now and August 31st. You can network at any of the Certus morning, noon, or morning, afternoon, and evening events, collaborate with like-minded members, rub elbows at exclusive member-only events, and you get a listing in our member directory viewed by thousands of web visitors. It's a good thing from now until the end of August. You want to sign up right now. Plus, the $275 can be actually leveraged into an annual membership if you want that.
All right, so how do people sign up for this great deal?
CertusNetwork.com/membership.
Excellent, excellent. Get your networking on with Certus if you've always wanted to check it out. This is a really unique opportunity. Jump on that.
Absolutely.
And spend the summer getting to know some great people in the community.
They're go-givers over there at Certus Network. Certus Network, CERTUS Network.com/membership. Now, have you ever feared public speaking? Be honest.
You're asking me.
Yeah. You're one of the best public speakers I know now.
No.
Yeah, no. Yes, you are.
No, I totally fear public speaking. That is not my comfortable, happy spot.
But you have to admit that many people tell you that you do a great job every time you get up and speak to people.
They do say that. What they don't know is the butterflies and the nervousness and the fear that I pretty much have to swallow in order to go forward and do that. I know that, in the industry that I'm in, public speaking is a piece of it. And so you push through those challenges and you get it done. If you've been and you find yourself in some public speaking arenas, maybe you're giving a presentation at work, maybe you're in a leads group and you have to present in front of your trade association. There's a lot of places where public speaking is just kind of part of the job.
Absolutely. If you're in that environment where you have to do a little of this public speaking, I think you'll admit that, the more you do it, the more comfortable, not necessarily totally comfortable, but more comfortable it is today. You're far more comfortable today than you were several years ago.
I'm still working on that.
Okay, all right.
I will tell you when I get there,
all right.
but not there yet.
Let's give you a couple of tips that will help you command an audience in a better way. And, with that kind of a dynamic, you actually feel more comfortable on stage as it is. Number one, let's start with your face.
And not just your face, the faces in the audience.
Come on now.
You're talking to, and I think this is how I deal with this. I'm looking for friendly faces in the audience. So I don't necessarily feel like I'm speaking to a big crowd, but just a handful of friendly faces. So if you're in the audience, can you notify your face that you're having a good time?
Smile if you're having a good time. And that's one of the things many people will tell you, imagine the audience in their underwear. No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's bad advice. Other people say, well, just look over the heads of the audience. If you look over the heads of all the audience, and if your audience goes quite a ways back, then people realize, especially people in the front row, realize that you're not engaging in them. Make eye contact and kind of run a little tic-tac-toe kind of pattern, if you will. You don't have to go, maybe 3 or 4 people, just one up front on the left side, and move up to the right.
Now you sound like we're
back
waltzing,
side.
dancing.
You kind of
one,
are.
1, 2, 3.
It
1, 2,
is
3.
a dance. That's a great way to illustrate it. It's a dance with your customers, and as you're talking to them, you're engaging them, and you're looking for those smiles.
You absolutely are. When you think about the dance, your entire body is on stage, and so your posture, your stance, and I think it's, as a woman, there are some more flattering stances that we can take.
Absolutely.
But they're not the most natural. They're not the most common.
I'm going to just go over and say, as a man, same thing. All right. Don't use the podium as your lean-to.
You really want to, though.
Yeah, of course. We want to hide behind it. Or if you're going to use a podium, and you have to use a podium because of the venue that you're in, then stay behind the podium. Don't lean to the left or to the right of it. Stay behind it.
And this is really awkward for me because I feel completely swallowed by a podium. It comes up to my chin.
Yeah, you're petite.
And so I would prefer to stand next to the podium because I can't see over it.
Then let me help you. If you're going to stand next to the podium, stand 3 feet away from it so that you cannot lean on it.
Yeah, but I want to lean.
I know
it's
you do.
And then it's not very flattering.
Security blanket.
It's not very flattering.
All right.
And just think about your feet position too when you're standing on stage, because there are, just like I said, some more flattering positions for the way your hips are face on or angled for the audience.
Point your feet straight ahead. Put your ankles towards each other. Keep them connected. Make a stand. Literally make a stand. You want to be that exclamation point, if you will, and then straight up and down.
I think for men, that's different. That's how you should do it. But for a woman, that is not the most flattering position for us.
Well, no,
because for a skirt, it makes us look very hippie.
All right. So for women, what you want to do is that one foot forward and the other one crossing that foot. And you guys, that's a good point. But then don't move around. Don't play ping pong. Don't make your audience play ping pong with you.
And this is me. I use my hands. I'm very animated. I have these grand gestures, and those are big no-nos anytime that you learn about. And when you think about when you want to watch somebody, those hands are so distracting if they're constantly moving, and all of a sudden people are paying attention to the hand and have no clue what you're saying. And so having those gestures very minimized, very controlled, not like, this is one of those things, do as I say, not as I do, because I haven't quite mastered this one yet.
It's all right. You're getting better, and I think anytime we can put a little polish on our presentation, if you will, you will do better. Here's another thing. Master your voice. Your voice is literally your biggest asset. You've got an opportunity to command an audience with your tone, with your projection, or the lack thereof.
Well, and this is going back to point one. When you're looking at somebody's face and you're making eye contact and you're sharing your stories and you're sharing your points, I think your tone and your inflection it comes through naturally.
You bet.
If you're looking over people's heads and you're not really connecting with people, I think you struggle a lot with the voice and the tone. And if you can't see the audience because the lights are so bright on you, you're on a larger stage. Well, you've gone beyond this probably, but there are still faces in the front row that you can see and hone in on.
It's absolutely true. Listen, one of the things that you want to know is when you're on stage, you're actually the expert. Don't deny your expertise, leverage it. And you can do that again with your voice. Ending your sentence with a slightly lower lilt, if you will, indicates that you're not asking questions. You're telling with authority your point that you're trying to make. So your voice has a lot to do with it.
Absolutely. And so, we talk about the whole idea is, we've always seen you want to engage and you're trying to interact and you're trying to grab them into. And one of the things that I think is really, this is probably my do not do list until you've gotten really good at this, is we've seen the speaker break up the audience, like have them do something interactive.
Yeah.
And you really want to, you think, okay, I really want them to engage with each other, and this will be very interactive if I can get them.
You run the risk of never getting them back.
Oh my gosh, yes. Trying to get them back is so hard. And so we get, and you see this sometimes very unintentionally, where it's just kind of something funny, where they get you to make a comment and you comment to your neighbor and they're commenting and now we're commenting and now we're commenting, and you lose command of the audience. And so don't give them that pause if that's not really an actual break.
If you want to shake it up, though, if you want to give a little roller coaster ride, if you will, towards your presentation, you have to realize that, and here's a little adage that we use in public speaking, and that is you have 3 to 5 seconds per year of a person's age. So
okay, so I have 5 seconds per year. So if you're 40,
you got 2 minutes of attention that the people will give you, and then after that, shake the dynamic. Ask a question, go into a different angle. That's the time to move if you're going to move on stage.
I did not know that.
True. Yeah, and you go back down to listen. Look at toddlers, right? You got a 5-year-old. They're going to give you about 15 seconds of your time, and then all of a sudden they want to do something different. And MTV didn't help. I mean, it didn't. They
so
kind of,
every 2 minutes we need to
take a look at television. Television changes the tone.
So like if you have a slide,
angle.
if you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, then that's how often that should change?
Well, yes and no. If you can handle a conversation for 2 minutes on a single slide and then change it. But if you're not changing that slide every 2 minutes, if you're not changing the tone of your voice, if you're not participating in a shift, then you are at risk of losing your audience because it becomes monotonous for them.
There's no hope now.
No, there's plenty
now
of hope.
Oh my gosh, the pressure
you
now.
Do it naturally.
Every 2 minutes. I did not know that rule.
Do you want to get better?
I do.
Pay attention.
All right.
All right. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got a fantastic rest of the show for you. You want to get to top of Google? You want to do it fast? Our next guest is going to help you how to do that. We'll be right back on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
It's time for you to take control of your financials. It's time for you to fire your bank and instead finance your own loans. Sounds complicated, but it's much easier than you think. Pick up the phone and call Walt Wilson at Private Pension by Design. Ask him about the infinite banking concept at myindividualbank.com. Never pay interest to a bank again. Instead, earn interest the next time you borrow. Call Walt at 303-550-2847 or visit myindividualbank.com.
Referrals are the lifeblood of a thriving business, and everybody wants them. Bill Gates says that referrals come through who you are, not what you sell. The Certus Professional Network offers huge opportunities to give referrals by providing a venue for people to form relationships, share resources, and grow their business by first helping others. Sound like a great group? It's because they are, and they want to meet you. With more than a dozen events each month, Certus is the professional network for you. Plug in at CertusNetwork.com. That's CERTUS Network.com.
Come fly with us. That's right, fly with us. At SkyVenture Colorado, we fly every day, and you can too. Experience the thrill of skydiving at Colorado's only indoor wind tunnel. Great fun for kids from 3 to 103. SkyVenture Colorado is one of those don't miss activities, and it's right in your backyard. Check us out on the web at SkyVentureColorado.com, and then come on down to Lone Tree and come fly with us. Perfect for parties or team building with your coworkers. It's SkyVentureColorado.com.
Real estate can be complicated. With all the forms, disclosures, and laws surrounding buying or selling a home, you need someone looking out for your best interests. I'm David Simonson of the award-winning Simonson team with RE/MAX Professionals, and my team and I will be with you every step of the way. The Simonson team, our family helping yours. Give us a call at 303-229-6026. That's 303-229-6026 or online at simonsonteam.com.
The next time your family has to make a move, make the winning move. Call Checkmate Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving just next door, across town, or across the state, you can trust the price you're quoted and your move gets done on time. Remove the stress from your next move. Call Barrett, schedule an estimate, and make your winning move. Checkmate in one move. Checkmate Moving and Storage. 303-346-MOVE. That's 303-346-6683. Or online at checkmatemoving.com.
Random online searching is one way to find a good company, but an even better way is to choose the companies that are listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory. This elite list of companies have one thing in common. They offer extreme customer service. Their customers are bragging about them, and that's what sets them apart. Trust the companies listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory to take care of you. Extreme Customer Service Directory at experiencepros.com/directory. experiencepros.com/directory.
Bob Duco at midnight. Rusty Humphreys at 1 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Dave Ramsey Show.
Is there an income level at which stupidity makes sense? Answer is no. I do my investments in good investments. Because here's your problem. When you die, they keep your investment, dude. Universal life insurance, when you die, pays the face amount of the insurance policy. This is the payday lender of the middle class. Universal life insurance, whole life insurance, variable universal life. There's no reason to own it.
Dave Ramsey, noon to 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find.
Thank you, Karen Carpenter. We appreciate that. Wouldn't you love to be on the top of Google? That's pretty much the top of the world, right?
You know what? Absolutely. I was going to say, did the Carpenters know that they were talking about social media, and someday we wanted to be on the top of that Google ranking list, and we want to be not only on the first page, we want to be on the top, and we want to get there fast. Well, Julia Heidi is the marketing and PR consultant behind two of North America's top enterprise software developers. Her clients' press releases have outranked some big name companies for highly competitive keywords at national events, and she's going to help you do the same for your local or national business. Julia, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Hi, Angel. Thanks for the great intro.
Well, Julia, let's start our conversation by asking press releases. Really? I mean, are they still using press releases these days? What's the most common misconceptions about them?
I think they're being used by companies that really want to get an online presence, surprisingly. It used to be that they were used more for terrestrial things, and now people are really embracing them as something that can really take either a regional or a local business and really kick it out of the park for them and get them to the top or the page one of Google.
All right, so Julia, when we think about press releases, kind of the old days of press releases, you know, it was for journalists, for journalism, and these days with the access to internet, it's changed a little bit. Have the rules of what a press release? I mean, is it different now?
It still has to be news, Angel. You've got that right. There are a lot of things that are the same, and there are a few things that are different. The things that are the same is that you have to not just put something out there that is not news. It's got to be something that you're at an event, you've got a new product, you're doing a launch, you've brought in a new line, you have hired somebody that is got a lot of expertise, that's going to help expand your business, you're revising your business model. Those sorts of things are still really pertinent, and I think the best thing that people can do is go and check out places like PR Web and Business Wire and PR Newswire. Those are the top 3 online places where big companies pay fairly decent money to post their press releases, and see what's on there and start to adapt that to your own business. And think big. Just because you're a regional or a smaller business doesn't mean that you can't put out high-quality press releases. That's how I was able to get small software companies to outrank very big ones.
All right. Well, Julia, you just mentioned PR Web, Business Newswire, and did you say PR Wire?
Business Wire. Oh, yeah, Business Wire, PR Web, and PR Newswire.
PR Newswire. All right, and these are sites where people can read press releases that are going out, but in many cases, those you have to pay to get those press releases on those sites.
Exactly, Eric.
What about for the people who can't afford that?
Well, the wonderful thing is that I found a resource of a fellow who has tested. There used to be about 130 or so free places where you could list your company. Through different things that have happened, this fellow actually tested them in January of this year, and he's down to about 48. And if people want to get a hold of that list, they can come check out my name, Julia Hidy, Hidy, on Google+.
All right.
I just posted it a few minutes ago, especially for your show, and literally they can read his post and get the list of those 48 portals right off the bat.
I think that is brilliant. You have already established a great value for our listeners. How long would you say it takes somebody who's never written a press release to come up with something worthwhile?
Well, the first thing I would say is study what the real pros are doing. Look at what, like somebody that, let's say in my area, I was always looking at what Microsoft, Oracle, and SAP were doing. So if you're in food and you've got go find a really good food company and go top shelf. Find the best press releases that are being written by the pros and literally learn what they're doing. See what the format is. Look at the header. The header is like 100 some odd characters, maybe 150. Then look at the first paragraph. You want to get that to its 2 to 3 tight sentences, and they got to answer who, what, when, where, and how. All 5 in 2 to 3 sentences. And get into so that people can... And then as you start to play with it, it might take you anywhere from 2 to 5 hours for your first press release. And the reason I say that long is because if you really want to learn to do something well, then do it. And remember, there are people who go to school for months to do this. And if you can do it well for your business, you can write a press release every month, every week, or just when you do have actual news. And every single time you do it, you are going to get backlinks. And those backlinks are gold. But the better part of it is they might get an interview on a show. They might get a magazine article. I was recently in First for Women magazine, which has 4 million circulation.
Wow.
These things happen. There's amazing things that start to happen when you connect with the media. But if you're on the outside looking in, you're not connecting with them. And how can they find out about you?
You know, I think, Julia, that's the nugget right here. I think we often want to get our story out. We want to get a press release. I think it's really fun when you get a third party that picks it up and shares it because somebody else is speaking about you. But the press release is really the gateway into other media, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the thing, Angel, that I used to do is I would write the press release for, let's say, the trade show or something, but I would write it with specific editors in mind. So I was doing a lot of print stuff. So I would read what that editor was writing about, know that he liked certain stories. And the worst thing you can do is hit an editor with a story that he's just covered. Give them new content. They're screaming for new content. You know, doing a show yourself, the more content that you can have, the more content you can bring your audience, the happier you are, the happier your audience is. So this is the same thing on the print side and on other media portals. People are going to be really happy if you approach them. And there's lists that you can get. Mind you, I know a couple of them, and there are even 3 lists of what media places you can approach and take your press release and do a custom pitch for that media outlet. Don't spam them. Don't send out to 1,000 people at one shot. That's going to cheese more people off. Or even make friends with them on social media, like G+, like Twitter. They're surprisingly approachable when you do that, and if they're busy, they'll let you know.
Well, Julia, you have you cracked it out of the park for us today, and I want to thank you so much for joining us. Again, Julia Hidy on Google Plus is where you can find a link to that article. Is that right?
Yes, and the surname is Hidy, or they can come to my website at Julia Hidy Marketing, experiencepros.com, and then they can get some other content that I've also created that will talk about what they can do to actually write these things so that they will get it out of the park.
Well, we're going to have you back.
I love it.
I love it.
Enjoyed my time with you guys.
Well, and Julia, I get a Google alert anytime my name is mentioned online, and I got the link right before we went on live that you had written about our show and being on this interview, and so you are not only talking the talk, you're walking the walk. You're our kind of people. Julia Heidy. Heidy is spelled Hidy, and absolutely, we'd love to have you back, Julia.
Thank you, Angel, and thank you, Eric. I really had fun on your show.
Absolutely. Folks, don't go anywhere. You know, the rules for marketing have changed. What works today is exactly the opposite of what worked a decade ago. We'll be right back on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Your IT investment is not just another line item in your budget. You need to think of IT as a profitable investment with a direct effect on your bottom line. C-Squared Computer Consulting offers 24/7 system monitoring and optimization, which means reliability, performance, and productivity. Call C-Squared Computer Consulting today to realize your IT investment's potential. 303-933-1113 or find C-Squared Computer Consulting at c2cc.net.
Being a homeowner, business owner, or a consumer has never been easier thanks to the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can count on the Experience Pros Network to deliver the best in customer service and collaboration. Check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory for all your referrals, and if you don't see your favorites on the list, let us know. We'll check them out, and if their customers are saying great things about them, they could be a great fit for the Extreme Customer Service Directory. Online at experiencepros.com/directory.
Flowers make all the difference. When you need to say I love you, I'm sorry, or I was thinking about you, order flowers from A Bloom in the Highlands Ranch Town Center. A Bloom has the most beautiful arrangements and the best gifts. Visit A Bloom today to say what you need to say with flowers. Tell them you want the Experience Pros Special, a $10 upgrade to your bouquet. 303-470-1700, 303-470-1700, or visit abloom.com.
When it comes to fixing stuff up around the house, never try to fix your own garage door. Those springs can be lethal. Always call on Don's Garage Doors and put your garage door in the hands of a professional. It's easy and much safer. Tape this number to the inside of your garage door so you have it right where you need it. 303-794-0604. Put your garage in the professional's hands. Don's Garage Doors, 303-794-0604.
When promoting your business, you're building your brand and establishing an identity. Mindstorm is your promotional product partner with access to over 1 million unique trinkets, giveaways, and branded swag that will help you engage your audience and expand your reach into the market. Mindstorm is a member of the Advertising Specialty Institute, and their online catalog has it all. Search for anything under the sun or call them at 303-660-6909 and they'll prepare a custom presentation. Get noticed. Get the business. Visit yourmindstorm.com today. Mindstorm. Engage your audience.
Tell your staff to tune in daily to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Business training and inspiration from national experts are here for you every day on the Experience Pros Radio Show. Start your week off by learning a great new business skill. Tune in midweek to boost your positive attitude and be sure to always end your week with Fan Dragon Friday. The Experience Pros Radio Show is here for you every day, changing the way people treat people in business. Join the revolution and tune into the Experience Pros Radio Show. Weekday business training designed to inspire you to get your business right.
Business owners, I'm Dave Ramsey, and I want you to listen to the most positive small business talk show in America, The Experience Pros, with my friends Angel and Eric, mornings at 10 right before the Dave Ramsey Show at noon on The Source, KLZ 560.
Hey there, Denver. John McCaslin of America's Morning News on KLZ. Dave Ramsey is coming up at noon, and he wants to hear from you, so call him today. Dave Ramsey, live on AM 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. The rules for marketing have changed, and it's true. What works today is the exact opposite of what worked a decade ago. Oh, how we might pine for the way that it used to be, or you might be trapped in the old way of thinking.
You know what? It's so funny when you look back on things and say, oh, I wish it were, right now, in the last few years, we've really struggled with trying to keep our doors open, keep our business, our contacts and our clients happy and connected and bringing them through the sales process. And then we get really busy. And when it gets really busy, we're like, shoot, I wish it were a little slower.
Right.
No. We're always wishing for the other side. And I think even when it comes to marketing and getting our business out there and getting our brand out there, we're always like wishing for something new.
Right.
I wish it was different. I wish something new would come along. I wish we could do it differently.
And then when you get it,
I wish we could do it the old way.
Right. So here's the old way. Let's go step by step through this. The old way was and this is again rules for marketing. In most business courses, it was taught this way. Step number 1, create a product that has a broad appeal to a large number of consumers or buyers.
Yeah, as many as possible. This is where the old phrase of whoever will buy is my customer, whoever will pay me. Everybody can use my product. Everybody needs it. Do you remember those days?
Mm-hmm.
You stood at the cash register.
Exactly. You stood at the cash register and watched for people to come in and looked for the door to ring again as the next person came through. Here's the new rules. Create a product that addresses a very specific type of consumer or buyer. You want a very niche market.
And it scares people today to know exactly who your audience is because you're afraid, one, to really narrow it down, to take the time to identify who is really your target audience, who's that perfect client for you. It does take time. And then you worry that you're going to turn away other business. And yet it is so easy then to market when you know exactly who you're marketing to.
Absolutely. Step number 2, the old way of doing it. Remember, you just created a product that has this real broad appeal to a large number of consumers or buyers. Step number 2 would then reach as large of an audience as possible with that message that appeals to as many of those potential buyers as possible. It's the blanket philosophy.
Spray and pray.
Yep.
We just get it all out there. We just put the whole message out there where we're not really concerned about who's going to see it.
Direct mail.
We just want it out there. We want it out there in as many places as we can get it.
Cold calling. All right, here's the new rule, the new paradigm. Remember, under the new rules, we've created a product that addresses a very specific niche of consumer or buyer. And the next step 2 is that we've targeted our initial messaging directly at that audience. We want to convert them into our advocates.
Advocates is different than customers. And so with the old way, it wasn't so much about whether or not they were talking about you, whether or not they were sharing it. Word of mouth marketing wasn't as necessary because everywhere you went, you could see your brand. It was very popular. Now you want to actually convert into advocates, what we call raving fans, loyal customers, people talking about you. And so your messaging, and we've seen this change, some of the Super Bowl commercials.
Sure.
There is a need for your message to be spoken about on Monday morning at the water cooler.
Absolutely.
That's what they're after. They want you talking about them. And so these days, it's getting, not only do you see it, but getting you to talk about them.
All right. So here is the old way of doing things. Remember, this is the reality is you've created a product. This is 10 years ago. You created a product that had a broad appeal to a large number of consumers. You've reached as large an audience as possible. And then you create a recognizable brand name that can be extended into the additional product categories. That is to say, your brand, you come up with this brand that is now all over there. Coca-Cola, brilliant in this arena a decade ago.
Well, we were sending, the message was that the brand was in control of the message. We were telling the consumer what to think and how to think and what to, when to wear and how. Now, the new rule is that your advocates are actually really out there spreading that message for you. And we see the difference with the interactive of social media, the website, the internet.
Your advocates are defining the message for you.
They really are. And it's kind of scary to think about because, we're putting it in somebody else's hand who doesn't have this vested interest in us. Or do they? do they have really more of an invested interest in keeping our company alive than we give them credit for? And so when we think about how we're connecting with those consumers, making sure that they feel like they have say, they've got connection, they're drawing, kind of creating that future for us, is so much more different than it used to be, because they're not on the payroll.
Well, they're not on the payroll. They have no dog in the fight except for the customer experience. And that's really what it's all about. It boils down to what the customer experience is. And believe, like it or not, Web 2.0, the new social media marketing process that we are involved in, the customer really does drive the conversation. They form your brand for you. And if you don't believe that, you risk not only those customers, but you risk your entire business.
And so think about this. So now we're narrowing in on that audience. Who do you really want to hear your message? Our friends over at Extreme Relationship Management, they describe the Experience Pros radio show as if you filled a baseball or a football stadium with your target audience, those business professionals. If you're doing business with other business professionals, sales and marketing professionals, business owners, social, entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, and then this is that audience. We're talking about identifying a smaller, unique audience. It isn't so much more just about everybody and grabbing the masses. It's honing in on who's actually listening, who's actually getting this magazine, who's actually participating in this social media, who's participating in this trade association, who's shopping at this store. You are being very select about who's going to hear your message, because that's the audience that's going to take your message and share it and talk about it with somebody else at their backyard barbecue, standing in line at the grocery store, at the PTA, at the baseball game. You're sitting at a football game and you're overhearing a conversation behind you of complete strangers, but you can actually connect with them and share. They're going to actually connect with them and share your brand, because you've made it so easy for them to talk about you.
You can absolutely identify whether you're getting this right or not. And it's a simple check. Do you have advocates from the ranks of your customers that are outperforming your marketing dollars? Listen, people need to market. It's another one of those new paradigms. Old rules of marketing was I put in $10 and hope to get out 12. Today, you put in $10 and trust that your customers are going to take that conversation and say, I've heard of you, through the various layers of your marketing.
Well, and old rules was you would do one thing so you could completely track that one thing. Now it's that layered approach.
That's right.
I've seen you here. I've heard of you there. I noticed it over there. And now it builds up because we are competing with so many messages, the consumer is. And so your brand has to be laser focused, targeted, and repeated.
And advocated. Absolutely. So there you have it. There's some new rules for marketing. Whatever you do, don't ignore those rules. Implement them. Take a look at your business through the filter of them. Maybe go through the archives of this radio show and listen to it again and make sure that you get it right. Where do you find those archives? ExperiencePros.com.
Absolutely. Make sure you download the app for Experience Pros Radio. Make sure you take us with you everywhere you go. You never have to miss a workday without us.
Thank you for listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, where every day it is our stated goal and accomplished mission of giving you nothing but the best in business. Now go out and give somebody a 20-second kiss. You know what that stands for? Kindness is so simple.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.